Hello Ravens, this is Miss Anderson, and in this video, I'm giving you an intro to the LitEx, or Literary Exploration Essay. This is video 2B in our Essay Bootcamp series. If you're an ELA-1 student preparing to write a CART, or Critical Analytical Response to Text, please return to the video feed and find video 2A. It has a yellow slide, and it's titled An Intro to the CART. Okay, -2s. Today our goals are to review the goals of analytical essay writing from the previous lesson, look at an example of a typical LitEx assignment, and understand the format and expectations for writing a LitEx essay. In the last lesson, we talked about the goals of formal analytical writing. When you write an analytical essay, you need to develop a clear thesis statement that answers the writing prompt, thoroughly explain your thesis using ideas and supporting details and evidence, organize your ideas and evidence in a way that helps readers understand what you mean, and sound academic, confident, and persuasive while you're doing it. Let's take a look at an example of a LitEx assignment. Before we begin, it probably helps to know what a LitEx essay is. A literary exploration essay is one of the 3 writing tasks on the ELA 30-2 diploma in Alberta. It assesses your ability to respond to a theme using ideas from a text that you studied in class, and then connecting your own ideas or experience to it. It can be adapted to grade 10 and 11 as well. We just change the writing prompt and give students more accessible texts to study. This is an example of a writing prompt from a previous 30-2 diploma. When students write the diploma, they're given an excerpt to inspire their ideas around the LitEx topic. This excerpt might be taken from a short story, an essay, an autobiography, or a section from a novel, and it's meant to inspire your thinking around the topic. If you're given an excerpt, it's helpful to understand that the excerpt is meant to give you ideas about how you might address the topic, but you don't have to actually reference the excerpt in your writing unless you want to. Now, if this seems like a lot, there's more. Whether you're given an excerpt to inspire your writing or not, your job is to consider the thematic topic, select a character from a text that you studied in class, and use that character to shape your opinion on the topic. What does the character teach you about the topic? After you've used the character to shape your response to the topic, you can connect it to your own experience and ideas. Again, you're looking for examples that support your opinion of the topic. If this is the first time you've ever learned about a LitEx, this might be a bit overwhelming. So let's keep it simple. There are 3 main things you need to do in a LitEx assignment. First, you need to consider what the writing prompt is asking. Do you agree? Do you disagree? The LitEx task usually begins with a statement, "What is your opinion?" And it's great to start thinking about it in terms of your own opinion or your own instincts. However, your job is to analyze a character from a text that reflects an opinion on the topic. So depending on what you studied in class, you might have a character who reflects an opinion you personally disagree with, but that you can find lots of evidence from the text to support. So after you've considered what the writing prompt has asked you, and you've found a character to analyze who reflects an opinion on that topic, you need to make a personal connection that also supports the opinion. You might refer to current events, experience, observations, or other texts that you're familiar with outside of class. By making a personal connection, you can demonstrate your ability to understand the text on a meaningful and deep level. Next, we're going to look at the expectations that students have to fulfill when they're writing a LitEx. Above all, it's important to develop a thesis that answers the topic completely. You need to base your thesis on analysis of a text that you studied in class. Ideally, you'll choose a character from that text and explore the lesson the character teaches you about the topic. You need to support your thesis with specific details from the text, as well as well-developed personal ideas and experience. Well, it might be tempting to analyze a number of characters from the text because they all represent different parts of the topic. It's helpful to stick to analyzing a single character because that pushes you to do an in-depth analysis. It's also important to make sure that your personal connections reflect maturity and thought. Avoid examples like, in junior high, I really wanted to make the basketball team, and then I didn't, and I was really disappointed. Examples like that might have had a strong impact on your life, but you need something that challenges you to write on a level that's mature and convincing to an adult audience. There are some important writing conventions that you also need to consider. By following these rules, you'll write an essay that sounds professional and confident. Avoid using slang or informal language. Only use personal pronouns for personal experiences. If you're talking about your own experience, it's okay to use I. If you're talking about your ideas around the topic, avoid phrases like I think or I believe, because they don't sound as convincing as if you state those ideas just by fact. Avoid making second-person references like we, you, and us. When you use we, you, and us, it's often unclear who you're referring to, whether it's a specific group of people, yourself and the reader, or an entire society. Instead, be very clear about who you're referring to. Lastly, when you're analyzing the character, use present tense verbs. For example, the character runs to his mother when he receives the disappointing news, instead of the character ran to his mother when he received the disappointing news. By doing this, you're acknowledging the fact that a fictional story always happens in the present every time we open up the book and start again. So, what's next? You should go to D2L or Brightspace, read the assigned texts that your teacher suggests, and then prepare to write an essay. Good luck! Take care, Ravens. Miss Anderson, out.